Welcome to the Modern Real Estate Investor Podcast, where we interview the biggest and most successful real estate entrepreneurs, investors, and capital raisers in the world to provide you with the tool sets, the mindsets, and the skill sets to help you conquer yourself, your life, your marriage, and use real estate as your wealth creation vehicle so that you can live a more successful, happy, and fulfilled life of growth and contribution. If what you're after is having it all, if what you desire is becoming the best version you can be across all areas, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, sentimentally, and financially, you've come to the right place. We will bring to you the best of the best real estate entrepreneurs who will give you the insights, knowledge, experience, and skills so that you can go out and crush it financially and across all areas of your life. Grab pencil and paper, sit back, enjoy, and you are welcome to the Modern Real Estate Investor Podcast.
Yeah.
So today, I have Chris Batoon. He's an entrepreneur from Hawaii who built and failed in 10 businesses before achieving success. He now runs 3 companies in the real estate industry, which are thriving and have a lot of potential. And he believes that financial freedom is possible with the right mindset. And through his podcast, The Conscious Capitalist Journey, he shares his experiences to inspire others to pursue their own financial goals. Chris takes listeners on a wild journey as he breaks free from an 80-hour week job in Japan and goes into investing in stocks, crypto, and real estate. He believes that the road to success is often filled with obstacles and challenges, and shares his raw and honest experiences to motivate his listeners to go through them in a much more effortless way, so that instead of going to all the pain that he went, you can use his lessons to go through everything. So, Chris, it's a pleasure having you here, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And you're welcome to the show.
Hey, yeah, my name is Chris, and as Alex said, I have failed and built 10 businesses. So I started my entrepreneur journey from Japan. So I lived there, I was an English teacher, and during this adventure, I was also leaning toward an entrepreneurial path, right? So I met a lot of people, all these kinds of people, but my first business was actually building a English school with one of my friends. And that's where it started. I was like, I need to make more money. So it all starts off with money, right? I need to make more and you know that there's more out there for you. And I always wanted to make more money than I put in. I knew that I was trading my time for money, and I didn't want that. So that's what pushed me toward business.
So Japan, what were you doing over there, man? In Japan?
Yes. So I started my Japan journey as an English teacher. So I was like, I broke up with my ex-girlfriend at the time, and I was like, F it, I'm just gonna do my passions and my dreams. And before going to Japan, I was deciding between whether or not to go to grad school for my master's in psychology or Japan and pursue my passions. And that led me to it.
Cool, to Japan to teach English.
Yeah.
Awesome. So and then you try to start a school with a partner, a friend, I believe, and you failed, right? How come? Like, what was the lesson that you learned in that business venture, from failure, from that failure that you had?
So actually the business is still going on. I think he's a solopreneur, but definitely what I felt that I failed in was that I needed to understand what kind of partner I wanted from the very beginning, right? It's super important to find good partners that align with you, like your
Yeah, for sure.
values and mission and just how you want to go about carrying a business plan. That's super important. And that I didn't learn from that. I had a lot of failures because of not choosing the right people. And today I feel like I found my people that I can work with today.
Definitely. Yeah, that's a huge lesson, that I think can be applied to more than just partnerships, right? So, if you want to have a good, long-lasting, effective, efficient partnership that works, you gotta make sure that you make that partnership with someone who aligns with your vision, values, and beliefs, right? Um, Someone who resonates with you, someone who's going in the same direction. But not only that, man, like that lesson, which is a huge lesson that is learned, that should be learned by every single entrepreneur, can be applied to anything, right? So, like for example, with clients, the best kind of clients to work with are the clients who share your vision, values, and beliefs as well, right?
Heck
So
yes.
if you work with if you work with a client who shares your vision, your values, and your beliefs, like that client is going to stay with you because of what he believes, right? Because you believe the same, right? So it's super powerful. And then the people that you hire when you're building a team, you gotta make sure that you hire people with the same vision, values, and beliefs. So like I just had a recent experience with my team in which like I give my team, I have I have a big team, and every single week I give coaching calls to them, right? Because like my thing is like coaching is building people. My thing is building people, and I just like to pour into my team and just love them and pour into them and help them, um, with any challenges that they go through on their daily lives, and then just coaching them. And I went through an experience in which I wasn't feeling appreciated, right? And that was not because of me. That was not because that my coaching or the advice or the trainings that I was giving were bad, and it wasn't because they were bad or they were, it wasn't because me I was bad or they were bad. The only thing that the problem was that those people were not in alignment with my vision, my values, and my beliefs, right? Like it's not that they're bad, and it's not that I'm not bad. We're just not, in alignment. So that lesson taught me that was a huge lesson, man. And I only recruit now whenever I'm looking to hire someone. I do two interviews. I do a logistical interview to make sure that they have the
Okay.
right skills, knowledge, and experience, right? And they have a good computer and internet and all of that. And then that's a logistical interview. And then I do a cultural interview, cultural alignment interview, in which I make sure that um, we resonate, at a at a deeper than superficial level on beliefs, values, and vision. And that has been a huge like a huge shift for me. So
Yeah.
that's a great lesson. So man, I always ask my guests, and I don't know why I skipped this question, but can you walk me through your real estate investing journey in 75 seconds or less?
Yeah, sure. So basically, I started off as a real estate media guy. So I took pictures
Hmm.
of real estate listings for realtors, investors, and basically I connected to this investor. I cold called her, and yeah, basically we started our relationship like that. She fixed and flipped, does development, and she was like a year later, she was like, "Hey Chris, why don't you find properties for me? You can make a lot more money in here." So basically, I started from real estate media to wholesaling. And from
Okay.
wholesaling, it took me about 9 months to get my first deal, but it was a big one. And it was a multifamily lot in Hawaii's beachfront. There's 6 dwellings on it. And I closed it with a partner, and we made a lot of money. So that like kind of that was a game changer for me, my first deal. And basically from that, I was like, okay, I want to learn more about multifamily investing. And I went to a mentorship and, one of those seminars that teaches you how to buy multifamily. And I wasn't thinking about like 50-unit apartment buildings, right? I was just thinking about like the 6 dwelling,
Yeah, yeah.
but it turned into like something huger, like even more huge than I thought, and like bigger than I thought. So now I'm
Cool.
in multifamily real estate.
So this you cold called this real estate investor, offering her your services of like media, like pictures.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And did he reject you, or did you actually get her as a client?
Oh heck yeah! So she rejected me like 6 times before. So I'm too busy. I'm too busy. We have a photographer already, and then like I believe in the rule of seven. So it takes 7 touches to convert someone, or before someone is converted into a client. And I did cold calling, emailing, and yeah, I guess I got under her skin, and she saw my grind, and then I converted her.
Cool. That's the importance of and I've heard that story before, like with other real estate with other entrepreneurs in general, in which they just like kept on following up, kept on persevering, and the other person on the other side saw that, right? And that person were like the person on the other side was bigger than the person who was trying to sell even thought about, right? And then
Yeah,
when the person on the other side saw their like perseverance and their work ethic and everything like that, they gave the entrepreneur a chance to like something a lot more bigger, which seems like it sounds like that happened to you. So she invited you to become like a property finder
Yeah,
in wholesaling.
yeah. So just acquisitions. She did invite me to join her on the fix and flips that of the properties that I found, but I haven't fixed and flipped anything, by the way. Have you done any fix and flips or development,
No,
Alex?
development. Yeah, I development, but I didn't go the normal route. Well, the normal route for real estate investors is like they go into single family and then
Yeah,
like they fix and flip and they wholesale maybe, and then eventually, right, like with time, they're like, oh, I cannot keep on doing this anymore, right? And
yeah,
they ask themselves like, how can I do this better, bigger, faster? And they start searching. They come up against an ad that basically educates them on multifamily, and then they all of a sudden something shift and they learn that they
yeah,
don't have to deal with tenants. They don't have to deal with like fixing and flipping, and they don't have to deal with like one unit at a time. That they can actually invest in like 50 plus units, right? So that's
yeah,
the normal. That's how it goes, right? And then that shift, like from the time between they're playing small and they're doing one single families and all of that to the time where they realize that they can go a lot bigger and have more impact and have more scalability and more profitability and it's actually easier. Like
yeah.
that sometimes it sometimes takes years, right? So no, I didn't go through that. I started like I went right into I went right into like playing quote unquote big, right?
Yeah.
But no, I never fixed and flip.
Same here, man. And I don't plan to do that. Like once I saw multifamily, I was like, whoa, this is where I needed to be. Something drawn me to that. Other than like going to a seminar and paying for mentorship, I was like, wow, this makes sense. Like owning multiple units where even if a tenant, because I actually property managed for my parents. They have a
Yeah.
home on the west side of Oahu in Honolulu or Hawaii, and
Hmm.
basically, yeah, I know how painful property
It could
management,
be.
yeah, as a property manager it could be. So I was like, whoa, this makes sense, and this is like the big game that I want to be.
So is that woman still in wholesaling?
Oh, so actually, they have their development company. They didn't.
Hmm.
So I have the three companies that I mentioned was my media company, my wholesaling company, which I do acquisitions for. Her name is Jojo Alonso, and my multifamily company that we just started about 5 months ago. And yeah, they're a little separate, but they all know each other.
Yeah. Okay.
My partner.
And and so how long ago did you do your first deal? You said
How long ago? It was about 6 months ago.
6 months ago. Okay. Cool. So before you actually started the company, like legit, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I think that wholesale deal showed me, wow, real estate works. You just need to put in the work, the time,
Uh huh.
and yeah. And I was like, but I want something bigger. Like that one deal in wholesaling, it took a long time. So I was like, if I experienced this with one property that had six houses on it, like although it's a little bigger than other fix and flips, I was like, why don't I just put my time into something bigger and then
Yeah.
just wait it out? Because I strongly believe in delayed gratification. I'm like through my life, I was poor, not so poor, poor, not so poor. So I feel like I have like the tolerance of not having money for a long time. And I guess real estate showed me that, wow, this is the way. I've done so many businesses as far as like tour guiding. I did, of course, real estate media. I did VR 360 tours. I did so much things, but I was like, yeah, real estate and multifamily is definitely my path.
So
And
this wholesaling deal. So you wholesaled a like 6 unit property then.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Cool. So basically you found the 6 unit property. You found who the person who wanted to buy it, and you just sold the contract, right? That's it.
Yes, yes.
Cool.
And definitely, which is why I want to highlight that I did this with a partner. So at that time, I had no idea what I was doing. But because my other JV partner, her name's Kehao, and I worked with another person named Gio, basically we leveraged each other's skills. They leveraged my ability to bring the deal. They found a buyer, and I didn't know how to negotiate. So basically, they pushed it to the finish line. And
Nice.
that's important to have good partners to kind of tag team.
Exactly, and that's what real estate is all about, right? It's a team sport. It's a team sport. You gotta have partners, and then you don't. And then a big shift that could serve a lot of people listening might be that you don't have to know anything. You don't have
Yeah,
to know everything. I mean, right? Because you could find the people that know those things, and just partner with them. And more importantly, if you actually bring a skill to the table. So, for example, I'm partnered with a real estate development company, and I don't know anything about real estate development, man.
yeah,
What I do know about is networking and raising capital, right? So I don't have to know anything about building or managing a group of like people who build, like, because I just bring that my skill set to the table, and then I let them bring whatever skill set that they bring to the table, right?
yeah.
Um, so that's a huge insight. So you did that deal, and then boom, right? Like something shifted. I was like, I don't know, you got a check, right, for a lot of a big payday, and you were like, damn, I want to keep on doing this, right? So you
Yeah.
decided to go all in into multifamily. So how have the last 5 months treated you, man? Have you been able to like do your first deal, or how has that looked like?
Yeah, so definitely still in the process. And I love this because I'm still not ultra successful in real estate, but I definitely want to highlight that I'm on the journey and connecting to all these people. So we had so many deals thrown at us because we branded ourselves as investor relations and
Yeah,
capital raisers. So that's probably one of the most important skills in making a deal work. Of course, everyone is important, like your acquisitions, uh, asset managers. That's super important. But if you don't have the money, then
raising capital.
yeah, and you can't do the deal. So right now we're building out our systems. We built a funnel. We have an ebook. So this is a shameless plug-in. We made an ebook meant for medical professionals and doctors to get into multifamily real estate passively.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll send you the link. It's free ebook, but yeah, basically it's just been building our systems and it's yeah, definitely we have a lot of soft commits, but not yet raised for a deal yet. But we do have a few deals on the table. It's more of like a partnership. If you raise this money, then we'll give you a GP or a partnership in this deal kind of thing. And yeah, definitely not yet there, but very, very close. I feel it, man.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
exciting. Bro, look, let's do this, man. Let's do this. So set a reminder 1 year from now. We're gonna be connected, obviously, right? We're gonna be connected.
Yeah.
You're gonna be part of my network. I'm gonna be part of your network. And let's do this. Set a reminder. Like take out your do you have an iPhone?
Yeah.
Take out your reminder, and then we're gonna do that. Like, man, this is going to be so fucking inspiring. In a year
Dude.
from now, like I'm gonna send you this podcast, right? And then you're gonna be able to see your growth. So
That's awesome.
open your reminders, and then just add a new reminder, and then put call Alex Ramirez, and I'm gonna put call Chris Batoon to talk about multifamily real estate investing progress. It's gonna be so awesome, man.
Nice.
A year from now.
Awesome.
Date 1 year from now. So April 2024. April 24 of 2024, man.
Okay. April 2024.
Hello, morning kings and queens. At my company, Millionaire Network Automation, we believe in the power of networking. We believe that in real estate, your net worth is your network. This is why we help real estate investors raise capital by connecting them with their ideal investors and helping them build a massive network of their ideal investors in less than 30 days and with only 4 hours of work per week. If you're interested in this, click the link below in the description of this podcast to learn how you can propel your growth with a reliable system that will consistently help you connect with your ideal investors, build trust, add value, get your investors to promote you and put you in front of more of their investor friends, and raise more capital faster and in a much more effortless way so that you can achieve your financial freedom and still have the time and the energy to pour into every single other area of your life. So go watch the training, and you're going to have the opportunity to book a call to talk about how you can get this 100% done for you system implemented in the next 5 days. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you later, and enjoy the rest of this episode. Bye-bye.
Okay, man.
Yeah.
You down.
Man, in a year from now, you're gonna be like, yeah, I have a $50 million portfolio, 500 unit, like something along those lines. I don't know, right?
Yeah.
So, so you have an ebook, right? Building Wealth for Busy Medical Professionals: A Guide to Multifamily Real Estate. Why medical professionals, man?
So I I understand that they make a lot of money, but I'm also a son of a telemetry nurse who worked a shit ton.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for my French, but basically she worked so hard and she didn't have the time to do anything, whether it be like for herself, her passions, or for her own family. We didn't really
Yeah.
see each other a lot. So I wrote this as a way to kind of help those business
Types of
professionals,
people.
yeah, to grow their wealth and make time for their family. Because I know they love their job. That's their passion. That's what they studied for a long time. But they didn't sign up to be a slave to their work.
Cool. So you want to have those types of. So who do you say was like your friend or your mother or who?
Oh, my mother, yeah.
Okay. So you want to help those types of people like your mother be able to create passive income so that they can have more freedom to invest in the time in other things that they love, like their family. That's
Yeah,
awesome, man. That's great. Cool. And then you can tell that story, and then you're gonna be relatable to those types of people. And
yeah,
this is a huge insight, right? Because like in business, you gotta know who your ideal client avatar is, right? So right now I was talking about how even like this alignment of vision, values, and beliefs even needs to apply to your clients, right? Because when that applies to your clients buy because of what they believe, not because of what you believe, right? Because they believe the same of you, and they buy because of that, because of their beliefs, and
yeah,
it forms a stronger relationship, a longer relationship, and it's an easier relationship, um, and that is part of knowing who your ideal client is, right? Knowing what type of values, beliefs, and vision you want your client to have. And in business, that's a huge, super important lesson, like knowing who your ideal client avatar is for marketing and for sales purposes. But then in real estate investing, for some reason, real estate investors think that that's different. But in real
yeah,
estate investing, you got to have your ideal investor avatar, right? And you've picked medical professionals. Your mother is a medical professional, and you lived through how it feels to have her work a lot, and now you're helping those types of people build passive income, which is great. Like that's gonna be a great story that you're gonna use to resonate with those types of people, man. That's great.
thank you. Yeah,
Um,
it took a lot to kind of understand what kind of client that I wanted. But I was like, think of about my family 5 years, 10 years ago, and what kind of pains that I felt. And yeah, I definitely want to solve a problem through the things that I want. And it's all alignment with my values, mission, beliefs, and so forth. And I'm slow
awesome,
understanding this.
great. So, man, you have another ebook called "The Passive Investor's Guide to Multifamily Mastery." What is that about?
So basically, it is the basics of being a passive investor. So we always hear about like cryptocurrency and swing trading and stuff like that. But I think a lot of people, especially around my age, I'm around 31, they still do not know how to be a passive investor, whether
Yeah.
it be like throwing their money and making it grow. And I feel that multifamily was a truly passive way to get money if the asset performs, right? So a lot of the LPs or limited partners can literally just throw their money while people like us, the active investors, can just manage the asset and give them a really good return. And this is better than single family or fix and flips. I know in fix and flips, it's either between 8% to 12% yearly gains, right? And
Hmm.
multifamily can be anywhere between 16 to 22%, or even north of that. And I
Yeah.
was like, this is the way to become a truly passive investor. And there's other things like oil, gas, and stuff like that, but I think multifamily is more relatable to people because they can see it, right?
Yeah.
Buildings with rental units and stuff like that.
So that is what that ebook is about then.
Yeah, and basically it's for the person who does not yet know how to manage their money by themselves, but they want to take the steps and actions to move forward with that. And it talks a lot about like taxes and banks and stuff like that. If you're leaving your money in a bank, basically what that bank is doing to your money is reinvesting it in real estate. So we all know that you can't grow money in a bank, whether it be like it's less than 1%, right? 1% APR. But why don't you use your money and invest it yourself and get almost 20%? So I'm trying
Yeah.
to push people to, hey, let's be active and be active stewards of our own money and basically grow it so that we can take control of our future. And that's the
Mhm.
message of that book.
Awesome. Um, so the Conscious Capitalist Journey podcast. What is that podcast about, man?
Yeah. So basically that's more like a diary of like my journey of
Mm-hmm.
how how do you balance a life of entrepreneurship between getting money for yourself and kind of contributing for other people? You know, like there's a lot of people out there who really think that wealthy people are rich snobs and assholes and all the negative things, like money is evil, right?
Yeah.
You have those concepts, but I definitely want to do a lot more than just serve myself with my money. I want to put
Mm-hmm.
it in charitable things, philanthropy, and I want to prove to the world that you can be wealthy and a good person at the same time, and have and being
For
wealthy,
sure.
you
I
can,
think most wealthy people are good people, man.
yeah,
Right? Because like people who do not have money, they don't have anything else to think other than themselves. They like
yeah,
they just don't have the ability or the time or the resources to be able to think about anything other than themselves, than their own, you know, than their own like instant needs that they are not meeting, like
yeah,
food or clothing or having fun or whatever, right? And people who have people wealthy people who have all of that taken care of can think about growing and contributing at a much bigger level. So I think that I don't know where this concept of rich people are evil came from, man.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
I don't know where that came from, honestly. But yeah, I think that most wealthy people are good people because you don't get wealthy by being bad, right? Like it's very rare to see someone that is quote unquote bad being wealthy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And then people who are wealthy and who are portrayed as bad is just like like a picture that other people have built around that person. But if you really get to know that person, you'll find out that they're not bad at all.
yeah,
You know.
yeah, for sure.
So
And yeah, definitely
go
it's
ahead.
the media. It's like Hollywood, like Titanic. There's a divide between the classes, and you see this poor boy going to like a rich party, and they're all snobby and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, basically it's just the portrayal of rich people and poor people. Like you don't have to be rich in order to be a good person, stuff like that. It's just like even gangsters, like there's just over glamour. Oh, like yeah, gangsters are over glamorized and stuff like that in the media.
So man, you have your ebook, you have your podcast that you're using to document your journey. You have your weekly webinars. Tell me about that.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, we have weekly webinars, or actually, it's not too weekly. It's like monthly, but we invite multifamily professionals whether it be SEC lawyers, asset managers, and people who have done multifamily, and this is what they live and breathe. This is how they can kind of communicate to other people, especially my markets, like my friends and family, that this is real and you can be protected. It's not a Ponzi scheme or a pyramid scheme. It's not MLM, and basically it's to like give education to the general public that this is a real investment and you are protected. It does carry some risk, but there's a lot of upside and it's stable, more stable than stocks and crypto. Yeah, basically it's generally educate the public about multifamily, which I'm sure you don't, a lot of people don't know about this. Like when I started 5 months ago, people were like, what are you doing? Like, is this a scam? Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, I know. Awesome. So you have a lot of resources, and then all of those resources, where can we find them on your Instagram, right? So, is that the best place to find you, or is there something else?
Yeah, so you can go to my Instagram. I'm at Chris Batoon. And basically, I do have a website. It's www.eacapitalpartners.com. It's actually
Mm-hmm.
my word EA, which means to rise. And basically, our company wants to rise with the people that we bring up through our multifamily investments.
Awesome. So man, we are almost at the end of the podcast, and I do end my episodes with a couple of questions.
Yeah,
So
sure.
the first one is, what is a false belief that you see most beginner real estate investors have, maybe that you had, that holds them back?
Yeah, so the the big belief that was really difficult for me was I didn't want to be judged. I don't know if this counts, but basically, can I do it? And what will the people around me think about me? So,
If I
especially friends
failed.
and family, yeah, if I fail. So, like I've done, as you know, I've like launched 10 businesses and failed. So I was like, man, what if I fail this time? And I wasn't public about real estate
What you
until
were doing?
my first deal, right?
Mm.
Yeah, basically, just can I really do it this time? And I failed a lot of times before, so that was the biggest thing, right? Like,
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So, man, another question is, building relationships and networking is key
yeah.
to become successful in the real estate investing game, raising capital, finding deals, and all of that. So, what networking strategy or advice can you give on that?
So yeah, definitely going to meetups. So my JV partner actually called her, but I went to a meetup to actually meet her. So her name's Kay Howe, go to a lot of meetups, listen to a lot of podcasts, but definitely real estate meetups that you like, right? There's so many strategies. There's the burr strategy with rentals, there's wholesaling, there's fix and flips. But even yeah, so I will want to go to multifamily based ones now, but of course going to the real estate ones where you can meet people, that's super important.
Awesome. So, man, that's it. Is there any other place that would be a good resource for people to like get a hold of you or learn more about you and follow your journey?
Yeah, so please follow my journey pretty much Instagram. So you can follow me at Chris Batoon and the AI Capital Partners website. If you need all the ebooks, if you're a doctor, if you're a regular person, there's two ebooks for both of you guys. So just go to www.aicapitalpartners.com/resources. You can see everything and get everything for free. So I paid a lot of money for this information. I'm sure you did too, Alex, or
Yeah.
you've got a lot of knowledge from people. So we want to give everything for free so that they can understand what we know. And this is amazing, man. Like, how's your multifamily journey been so far?
Yeah, we can talk more about that, man. Off record.
Okay.
Right now, it was a pleasure having you, man. I really enjoyed having this, and I had a lot of fun. Thanks. It was a pleasure, and I'll see you later. Any other words that you would like to add before we call this a day?
Yeah, so my last thing that I really want people to understand is just make sure that you have a mission. And this is super important moving forward because when you have a mission, you can find people around you that align with this. And this is the reason why we're pushing forward today, even in the hard times. If you have a mission and if you want to do good in the world, this will push you forward. I've
Yeah.
quit other businesses because it was only driven by money. So yeah, find that passion, find that mission, and people will follow you if you are confident and are passionate enough to go forward. That's it,
Awesome.
man.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you very much. And I'll see you later. Okay.
Thank you, man. I appreciate your time, Alex. You're doing awesome.
Thank you for listening to the Modern Real Estate Investor Podcast. We want you to know that we love and appreciate you, and we are super grateful about being part of your journey of becoming a successful real estate entrepreneur and having it all. Please share this episode with a friend who you think will be impacted positively. Send it to someone who you know is interested in real estate and dreams of having it all and being the best they can be across all areas. And if you thought this episode was really valuable, share it on your social media as a post or a story. We have a special gift for all of those who contribute to the Modern Kings and Queens movement. So for those of you who decided to share this episode and help us spread our message, send me a message letting me know on any social media platform at Alex Ramirez, the Modern King. I have a special surprise for you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.